Hi there, this is my lock, and this is a Yale 6-pin Euro cylinder. And as you can see, it's one that I've already picked. I picked this last night. It's got the red dot of shame on it because I couldn't get it open. Um, I picked it late last night for the first time. I've had it probably over a week. Just got nowhere with it, and just before I went to bed, sort of about 1 o'clock last night, I decided to give it one final crack before bed, and it opened. So of course, I couldn't go to bed without knowing what was in the lock and causing me grief. So I gutted it, and what I found was a core with overmilling, just so you get that click and an underset. I've got the spacer in there. So, and the pins the pins were nothing special. I was actually, because of the way the lock felt, I was getting multiple clicks from each chamber. Where's my? So I was expecting to see the GG style multi spools, but what I got was ordinary spools, 5 of them, and some anti-drill at the front. So it left me quite curious as to why the lock felt the way it did and was such a difficult lock to pick. So I decided to populate up the lock, and as we can see, because of the bitting, if I get the key and we can have a look at the bitting, we have an awful lot of high cuts, meaning an awful lot of short key-pins. So with a short key-pin, you would normally, if you had balanced stacks in your lock and your key-pin was short, you would have a long driver. But all the drivers in this lock are just the same length, standard length. So as we can see there, we've now focus. We've now come across a chamber that, with the key-pin and the driver, is sitting just a fraction below the shear line. So it's possible the spring sitting in there, if you were to pick all the other pins, the spring might just slide over that little lip there, but it's also possible that it could catch. And if you pick this lock without a key in it, you could run the risk of damaging the springs and possibly even bricking the lock. So put that in there. That's the same again. We'll fully populate it and then we'll have another look. So there we go. So I think we can see on pin 3 there a little bit better that it's a reasonable fraction below the shear line. Same with pin 1. So if I'd managed to pick pins 6, 5 and 2, and these were still sitting below the shear line, the core may well have turned, and I might have got the open with the springs sitting on the plug body, or the springs might have got caught up in here, and I could have ended up mangling the springs, could have ended up with bits of spring trapped between the plug and the Bible, and yeah, essentially just bricking the lock. So this is a good example of why you don't pick locks that are in use unless you know for sure what you're dealing with. Because if you picked a lock like this in a door, say your own front door, and you were practicing and you ended up mangling the springs, then you have just caused yourself a huge headache. And yeah, you'll probably get a lecture off the locksmith that comes out to sort your problem for you. So there we go. And that's a Yale 6-pin. It's got the Yale logo with the registered trademark symbol, and very poorly balanced pin stacks for the type of bitting. I mean, even if the driver pins were just a few millimeter taller, this problem wouldn't exist. But as it is, with this bitting and those drivers, so yeah, just thought I would share that. I can now add a green sticker to that and be done with it. It's probably not one you're going to see picked on camera. It took me ages. When I actually got into it, it didn't take me that long, but it took so many attempts before I got it right that this one probably won't be featured as a pick video. Anyway, if you've stuck through all that, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Cheers.